In today's video, we are going to be breaking down some of my favorite Atlanta Hawks basketball plays from this year. Really quickly, they do run a lot of 5-out plays. If you would like to have the complete guide to the 5-out basketball offense, make sure to go check out the link down in the description below. Okay, so in this first play, what we are going to have is Trae Young. He is going to be starting out along the wing. We're going to have a big man up top and a forward over on this side. This forward and this center are going to set a staggered screen for Trae Young. Trae Young is going to be using this screen, and then from there, what could happen is if this player does drop off, let's say to hedge or to switch, what could be open is the skip pass over to this player for the three-point shot. The next option is going to be now that other center or that other player who was setting that screen is going to set another screen, this time on Trae Young, which is your point guard. Now, your point guard could have the option to take that shot. However, in this clip, we do see that this defender does leave his man to try and contest that shot, which allows this man to read the defense. Being able to read the defense and reacting is a very important skill for every single player to have. Now, this player is going to be cutting down because he sees that his player is no longer paying attention to him, which is allowing Trae Young to pass that player the ball right in the middle of the key for an easy layup. Now, in this next play, we have a high 1-4, and what we're going to have is the player on that post, on the left post, is going to pop up and set a screen for Trae Young, which would be your point guard. The rest of the players are going to be popping down towards the baseline. Now, after this screen, what's going to happen, and something that you should also see in this, is the fact that now the key is wide open. Whenever you get a wide open key, you really need to attack the paint as a player. What this is going to do for you is it's going to bring in other defenders, and you can get an assist by kicking that ball out. The other option is if there are no help defenders coming in to play defense on you, then you'll have a wide open layup. So that's what we have here. Trae Young is attacking and he gets that switch. He gets that big man on him. From there, what happens is we have a switch. We have Harris on the big man. We have the big man on Trae Young, who wants to eventually get back to his own man because this is a very bad situation for a defender as big as Jordan. So from there, Trae Young's able to pop back and take that mid-range shot. Now, from there, what could happen is if this defender was to drop down, this could be a pass out to the wing, or that wing player could cut and it would be a nice open layup. There are a lot of different options out of this play, but instead Trae Young does hit that jumper. Now, this next play is going to be a 5-out. We have their center who is setting a screen on the point guard. The point guard uses that screen, and now what's going to happen is your point guard, Trae Young in this case, needs to really attack that big man. He wants to bring out that big man to guard him. There's a good reason. Because it's a 5-out, these players are defending the wings and the corners, which means that it's 2-on-1 in this case, and whenever you have a 2-on-1 situation, you can lob it up. Whether your players can dunk or not, you can still lob it up and teach your players to either catch it in the air, land, and then go back up, or do an alley-oop layup. This next play is another great one. It is a 5-out play. We're going to have a pass over towards the point from the wing. From there, that wing player is going to get that dribble handoff from the player he passed to at the point. Now, from there, we're going to have a screen off of that same player. Now, there's so many different opportunities that we have. These players were sleeping, watching out for those players. He is a very good three-point shooter, so obviously nobody wants to get that ball over to him. This is, again, a 2-on-1 situation. So there's a couple of different ways that Trae Young could score here. So for one, he could do a quick sidestep in front of Irving. If that's the case, it's still 2-on-1, but it puts him in jail so that he can't do anything defensively. But because he has the advantage against Allen right now, Allen has a squared up shoulders to Trae Young. There is nobody in front of him attacking that rim. What needs to happen is a nice alley-oop, and it's going to be basically uncontested alley-oop. So now we have another 5 out. Let's pretend that Rondo is on this wing. You don't necessarily have to set up in your 5 out before you run it. We have a point, we have a wing, and then we have a corner. Really quickly, if you don't already know, and you'll learn this in that complete guide to the 5 out offense, in the 5 out offense, we have the corner, we have the wing, we have the point. Obviously, the wing is the exact same on the other side, same as the corner. This is the high post, this is the low post. From there, we have a staggered screen away to that left side. We have that corner player who is using that staggered screen, and he is now going to slip the screen. He's going to act like he's going to screen, make that defender think that he's going to screen, but instead pops out towards this wing. From there, the wing player from this side is now going to set that screen on Rondo, which is that point guard or your point guard. Now, there's a couple of different options. If he was to attack harder, this would again be a 2-on-1 situation with a help defender. Obviously, they've ran the screen and roll a few times in this game, and that defender, that help side defender, is starting to learn, hey, we cannot let this happen over and over again. So this is when you start having teams and players really overreact to certain situations. Now, because Rondo is a fantastic passer, and if you've got different players on your team who are really good at passing, he can do a cross-court pass, which we normally do not do, by looking at this player when he's passing over to this player. This player here in the wing has to run up towards the point because he wants to keep his defender away from the shooter. This is all about reading the defense and reacting, reading your offense and reacting. By popping up towards the point, keeps your defender away. This defender's already come down to try and cut off that pass, and especially by looking at this player and passing over top, you've now created a whole wing for your best three-point shooter to score. So you really have to read what the defense is doing. It's not always about going 2-on-1 on a screen and roll. Screen and rolls are good, they can work, but if you overuse them, you're going to get players who are overreacting to not allow you to have that 2-on-1 situation with a screen and roll, which allows wing players. Sometimes this player may come down to be just a simple pass out to him, but with these situations, I hope that it helps your team win more games. I hope that this video has helped you become a better team as well as a better player. If it has, hit that like button. Make sure to go check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.